Hey, this is Heather from the Renaissance English History Podcast, and this is your Tudor Minute for June the 1st. Today, in 1533, Anne Boleyn was crowned queen. Chronicler Edward Hall tells us the following. On the 1st of June, Queen Anne was brought from Westminster Hall to St. Peter's Abbey in procession, with all of the monks of Westminster going in rich cups of gold with 13 mitred abbots, and after them all the king's chapel in rich cups with 4 bishops and 2 mitred archbishops, and all of the lords going in their parliament robes, and the crown borne before her by the Duke of Suffolk, and her 2 sceptres by 2 earls, and she herself going under a rich canopy of cloth of gold, dressed in a kirtle of crimson velvet decorated with ermine, and a robe of purple velvet decorated with ermine over that, and a rich coronet with a cap of pearls and stones on her head, and the old Duchess of Norfolk carrying her train in a robe of scarlet with a coronet of gold on her cap, and Lord Burr, the Queen's chamberlain, supporting the train in the middle. After her followed 10 ladies in robes of scarlet, trimmed with ermine, and round coronets of gold on their heads, and next after them all the Queen's maids in gowns of scarlet edged with white Baltic fur. And so she was brought to St. Peter's Church at Westminster, and there sat high in her royal seat, which was made high on a platform before the altar. And there she was anointed and crowned Queen of England by the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Archbishop of York, and so sat crowned in her royal seat all through the Mass, and she offered at the said Mass. And when the Mass was done, they left, every man in his order, to Westminster Hall, she still going under the canopy, crowned with 2 sceptres in her hands, my Lord Wiltshire her father, and Lord Talbot leading her, and so dined there, and there was made the most honourable feast that has ever been seen. That's your Tudor Minute for today. Remember, you can dive deeper into life in 16th century England through the Renaissance English History Podcast at englandcast.com.